No, like it's not. We're not gonna shock the world by smoking weed and talking about sports.
Right.
They're gonna be like, okay, millennials.
That's what we do. That's what we do every day. So
you know what I'm saying, like,
why not show them the real you? You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
I don't care.
Everybody that I know important to me know I smoke gas, so it don't matter.
Hey man,
who I'm hiding from? I'm doing what I love.
And ass.
And I'm gonna when we start and stuff like that, I'm gonna be like, this episode is brought to you by Joseph Curry. Get our sponsors up and shout out people.
Hey man, we don't do free sponsorships. They get one.
They get.
Is it buzzing?
No.
I'm just trying to get it out. You might be buzzing now, nigga.
No.
Not good.
Yeah.
It's on down.
Shout him out. Get to use his equipment as well.
Yes, sir.
It's on you, brother.
It's on you.
No, I'm saying I need to know when I'm going.
Oh, he sends us the audio, right? He said he sent us the audio. So yeah. So it's on you.
Hello and welcome to another episode of your favorite podcast, Not Another Sports Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Brandon. Me and my co-hosts, Kevin and Jordan.
Yo, what's up? This is Kevin.
Yes, sir. And this is Jordan.
And yes, we on our first episode live on video. We
Yes,
here.
indeed,
Yes,
Steve.
go.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
We're moving up.
indeed.
We're
Yes,
moving
sir.
up.
I told y'all, stay tuned.
Yes,
Coming
sir.
up.
And with that being said, last week we started with segments, but like we said, we're going to start every episode off with something positive, So with that being said, today is A-Day, you know what I'm saying? Football is back. It's right around the corner. Summertime's coming. Then right after that, we got fall. So with that being said, what y'all got positive for this week?
Well, what I could say going on this week is we moving up. This is our first podcast together in the studio, moving up, going live, So that's a very positive thing for me. And I also got a few things in the works. I can't expose them right now. Don't want to jinx it, but it's a lot I got coming up in store
indeed.
For this podcast and for us as a group, and also for Vice City Cover. So.
Yes, sir.
I love to hear it. Yeah, it was. I'm not gonna lie, it was a tough week for me, but coming off the end of this week, it's good to be back talking about sports. I feel like this is a great place to be. I did have my birthday. I enjoyed that.
Yes, sir.
I got some new jerseys. You see the KD jersey?
Yes, sir.
Yes, indeed. We got Ja Morant going off. Got his team in the 8th seed.
For sure.
They definitely. I think they like 3.5 games back of the 6th seed. From
My Lakers
Portland.
beat the Nets, though.
Hey man.
Hey, man.
Who cares?
I'm just saying. With KD back.
Who cares? All I'm saying is, yeah, it was a good week. It was. I mean, sports are here. The Braves, my boy Roy, probably gonna be player of the week.
He went off this week.
Yeah, he definitely showed his skills. Five tool player. So yeah, I mean, I feel like it's only up from here.
Yeah. With that being said, we're going to start the weekly recap. Trevor Bauer, with him making all that noise about cheating and everybody using foreign substances, he was the first one who got his baseball sent off for lab results. So I just think that's ironic. But he has had a significant uptick in his spin rate every year. They keep that. There's so many stats nowadays, you know what I'm saying?
Third, fourth level stats.
Right.
Yeah,
so
they keep all of them.
Yeah. But how y'all feel about that?
I mean, as it's gonna sound like a hater because I wanted him to come to the team, but it doesn't really surprise me. Like, he was one of the main people that said that he didn't want them to test for baseballs, and he said that we should that basically spin rate was an unnecessary stat, that we're just witch hunting. So yes, I feel like it was kind of somebody who was guilty trying to cover their tracks. So yeah, it doesn't really surprise me, but I mean, I don't see anything coming out of it. I mean, it's been a week now, and we still haven't heard anything else from it. All they said was they collected the baseball. So yeah. I mean, I don't really see anything coming out of it.
Yeah.
Vice versa. I'm sorry. pick it off of what Jordan said, I agree with you because I don't think anything's gonna come out of it because baseball at this point really have shown that they don't care really about cheating, you know?
Exactly.
They don't care.
Yeah,
They don't care.
Part of the game.
I was trying to figure out a nice way to say it, you know, but you just don't because people been doing it over and over and no repercussions have came out of it. Now, it's not the worst thing in the world, you know, but like Jordan said, it's been a week, so I don't expect anything differently to come out of it.
Yeah. With that being said, it's Jackie Robinson weekend, so everybody's wearing 42 all weekend. Yes, sir.
Shout out to the legend. Rest in peace.
Yes, sir. Shout out to Chadwick Boseman, too, because he definitely played that role very well.
Rest in peace.
But rest in peace, yes. I feel like as somebody who grew up in the South, you know the history of segregation and Jim Crow and all those different things. So just it shows, it's great to show America's pastime, as they say, showing appreciation to somebody who was an integrator. So yeah, but how y'all feel about Jackie Robinson weekend?
I mean, I love it. I don't understand why they don't do it like for a whole week. I feel like it should be a celebration. You can't narrow his accomplishments down to just 1 or 2 days. Like, and I don't think it is the whole weekend because I know the Dodgers and the Padres played last night and they were back to normal jerseys. So I mean, I think it was just the teams that didn't play on Jackie Robinson Day wore 42 because I don't think the Cubs played that day. Right. That's why we wore them. But I mean, yeah, I feel like it should be like a whole week. I do love the fact that they did retire his number, that nobody can wear it. That's that should have been done.
Yeah.
Mariano Rivera.
Yeah,
he was the last one to wear them. And I think that it was just it was time. I feel like I said it on Facebook, he was one of my idols growing up. I'm not saying that he made me want to pick up a baseball, but he was definitely one of the people that was my inspiration for playing baseball. And I say this all the time. I don't know if I could have done it. To be one, not even to be the first player, you have to be great. You can't be good. You have to be great.
Right.
Because if you're good, they're gonna say, "Well, we could have just had another white person to do that."
Right.
So you have to do that. But even in your greatness, you have to be patient because the amount of scrutiny and vitriol that he got every game, that would wear on you. Yeah. So I mean, I don't know if I could have done that.
Eddie Robinson said it best when he was talking about his players at Grambling. You have to be the best because if you don't make it, why would they come back and come see anybody else here?
Exactly.
So it shows that one, he had the discipline to do it, and two, he just had I want to say the greatness, but it's a more impactful word that I'm looking for. But just the mindset to say I'm here to do a job and I do this for the love of the game. That's all it had to be. So yeah.
Jackie Robinson is needed to be remembered. Is needed to be remembered because of everything that he stood for and everything that he brought to the game and how he changed the game for all of us and integrated it. Like you said, Jordan, I believe it should be a month. Just like we have Black History Month, I believe it should be a month. We should be able to recognize this man for a whole month because this is not something we should just dismiss in 2 days. Like,
I would not be opposed to that.
Not at all.
Especially since it's in April.
Yeah.
April.
Like,
yeah, I would love that.
Why not? Why not? This man is the first black man to integrate the game of baseball due to his ability to steal bases, due to his ability to get on base.
Right.
Yes, granted, I don't think he's the best black baseball player of all time. You know, you got Hank Aaron and all of that.
Exactly.
But Jackie Robinson was the first.
Well, yeah.
He had to carry that on his back. He had to make it easier for Hank Aaron and others to come in there because he had to take all of those bullets at first.
Right.
So I think we need to respect him a little bit more by putting that as a month and not just for a weekend because I think he deserves way more than that.
Right.
Because this game right now lacks black athletes in the game.
Right.
And we're trying to get back to that while we're still trying to remember Jackie Robinson. I don't think Jackie Robinson right now would be happy with the lack of African Americans in the game.
Yeah, I think they said on opening day there was 7% African Americans
Opening day roster.
on opening day rosters. So yeah, that's definitely has to change.
You got to
Right.
make baseball fun again in the inner cities.
Right.
You know, people used to go out. Excuse me. People used to go out in the inner cities and play baseball in the sandlot in the hood. You know, make bags and bases and stuff like that. People don't do that anymore. People are hooping. People are playing basketball. People
Right.
are not trying to play baseball. So whatever we have to do to make it interesting for these kids to play baseball, we got to do it because baseball is a fun sport.
But it's not like people aren't going to the games. It's not like people aren't interested in the sport. Like you saying, I agree that we need to make it more interesting. But how? Because the way I see it, it's a money game, and those inner cities lack money.
Yeah.
So we have to invest in those type of sports. So yeah.
That's up to the MLB, and that's up to the faces of the MLB to do that too.
Exactly.
You
I
expect
agree.
Mike. I know Mike Trout is probably one of the greatest players all time, and to me, the best player in the game. Where are you? You know, putting your face out there, asking folks, you know, promoting the game pretty much. You
Right.
see LeBron, even KD, you see them doing commercials. You see them actively out there promoting the game, promoting themselves, getting kids involved. You know what I'm saying? You don't see that with baseball players. They, like Stephen A. Smith said the other day, they relatively quiet.
Right.
They get their money, they go back to their house, they live their life, and you don't hear about them. So they don't really promote the game. They just really go out there, play baseball, make money, and they're not real. I don't see no real impact that they're giving back into the cities to make this game more like intriguing to all.
Yeah.
Speaking of first, Hideki, I'm gonna slaughter his name, but Hideki Matsuyama was the first Japanese golfer to win the Masters. I think that falls right on the line with the whole Stop Asian Hate movement. So I think that was good for them. And well, first of all, I'm not for hating anybody, but I feel like it was good because they were already seen as neglected, I guess you would say. So it put a light on everything. Him winning the Masters also shining a light on everything else that was going. That's what I was trying to say.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt like it was important, especially like you said during the time that it happened. It's always good seeing the first anything do something. So yeah, especially the history that the Masters has, for it to happen there, that's cool. And he really dominated. I mean, I don't watch
Right.
golf, but my brother does, and he really like. It wasn't even a competition on Saturday. I mean, on Sunday, it was really seeing who was playing for second.
Right.
So, I mean, I felt like that was also important.
Congratulations to him. I don't watch golf.
Amen.
I know about the Masters because it's 5 hours away from us.
I don't think it's 5 hours. I think it might be 3.
It's two. It's in Augusta, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 2.
It's not that far from us, so you hear about it a lot in this area. And I know that Tiger Woods won it a couple of times, you know. And I know
that's when I watched it.
yeah. And then I also hear that it's a pretty difficult golf course.
Right.
And that's really all I know about it. And Hideki
Matsuyama.
Hey, man.
Hideki Matsuyama.
So you got that, but
All
you
right, we're not
couldn't
gonna-
get Ike Chuko.
Anyway.
Ike Chuku. See, I'm listening to you. Ike Chuku. Sorry, Ike. Don't sing your guys.
Well,
And,
anyway, I probably won't get it right the next time I say it. But for him, like Brendan said, do all of this, stop Asian hate, for him to go out there and be the first Japanese player to win the Masters, that's important. That shows that everybody in this world has the ability to do anything. No one is superior over anybody. And we need to stop moving with hate and all in love, you know. It's not that difficult, you know what I'm saying? So, congratulations to him though. It's much needed. I like seeing things that happen in a needed time.
Yeah.
And that's much needed.
with that being said, we're going to move along to our Genius or BS segment. First topic, the new NFL proposal of the new numbers. I'm going to go through them quickly. Quarterback would be 1 through 19. Wide receiver 1 through 49 or 80 through 89. Running back, same numbers. Tight end, same numbers. DBs would be 1 through 49. Linebackers would be 1 through 59 or 90 through 99. Offensive linemen 50 through 79 and defensive linemen 50 through 79. and 90 through 99. As a person who wore a low digit number, I appreciate it. So I just don't understand why the lowest number as a receiver you can get is like a teen. I think it'll be great for the league, for players who coming up. Oh, I want to wear number 1 because my favorite receiver play number 1 or
receiver 1 through 49.
Right.
So you said as a team. I think.
No, right. I'm saying now under current NFL rules, the lowest number you can get is like 10.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but in the new rules, you could get 1 through 49. So,
okay.
Yeah. But with that being said, how y'all feel about the whole NFL proposal? You think it's genius? I say genius. Do you think it's genius or it's BS?
Oh, I love it. I think it's completely genius. 1, it sells more jerseys. 2, as a player as a person who buys Madden and gets players from Alabama and trades them to one team, my first thing is going through and changing all their numbers to their college numbers. So I'm used to it. I already see Calvin Ridley in 3. I see Amari Cooper in 9. So that's what I'm used to when I see football games. So it won't even be a culture shock for most people because a lot of people already knew their players from college. So yeah, I feel like it's completely genius. There's nothing wrong with it. It like Brendan said, it gets the youth a little bit more involved because they see them in cooler numbers. Nobody wants to see Jalen Ramsey in 24. I mean, it's cool, but it's not 3. It's not 7. It's not 5. I mean, I don't even like those numbers, but those are cool numbers.
Right.
Like those are the ones that you want to see your favorite players in. Like imagine if you saw LeBron in like 67. Like nobody wants to see that.
I say this as a person who wore 1 in high school. So.
Right. I wore 11 most of my career. I've switched to 15 in my junior year. I wanted 17, but Coach Chapman screwed me over.
Shout out to Coach Chapman.
No cap. I love you, Coach Chapman, but you made me upset that day.
Since it's genius or BS, I'm gonna have to go with genius. Although to me, it's no big deal. I don't really care.
Right. It's not that big of a deal, but
right.
You know what I'm saying.
It's nice for the kids, I guess you could say. For the they can look at their favorite players with number 2, number 3. You know what I'm saying? It's good to see that because that's what kids wear as kids growing up in Pop Warner, high school, even in college as well. So like, and then you get to the league, then you gotta change your number to fit something else. Like, but at the end of the day, it's cool. So I'm gonna go with genius, but I don't really care because I'm not looking at dudes for their number. I'm looking at them to see if they could play.
It's different now because you grown. But,
I mean, I guess.
Right. When you was little, you picked your number according to who your favorite player was.
Right.
Yeah, I guess.
Next up, I'm gonna go with the Jets trading Sam Darnold. I think it's BS because it's not like they're a quarterback away from being a good team. They need more around him anyway. Yep. It's not like he got a fair shot in New York.
So you're saying so you're saying bad deal for Carolina?
I said it's the Jets. Either way, they didn't get better or worse by this move. That's what I'm saying.
So you're saying it was BS for the Jets to trade him?
Yes, because it's not like he got a fair shot. I feel like if Sam Darnold got his fair shot, he would have been able to make plays. He was playing in New York with nothing. They literally went 0-14 last year and then won 2 games out of nowhere. Mm-hmm. But it was 0-13, won 2, and then lost 1. So.
See, the only reason I say it's BS is because they're gonna replace him with a carbon copy of Sam Darnold.
That's what I'm saying.
Right, like if they were replacing him with Justin Fields, then yes, I would say it was genius.
Right, because
Justin Fields is better than Sam Darnold. But no, I don't think that they're gonna do that. If I was them, I would have kept Sam Darnold, played the game the right way, and traded away the pick, like. The San Francisco deal. Give them the number 2 pick, get all those draft picks, go back down to 12, get offensive linemen and defensive help. But that, I mean, who knows? I'm not the smartest guy in the world. I'm just talking into a mic.
I think it's more bad for Carolina than the Jets. I think Sam Darnold needed a change of scenery. I think it for him, not for the Jets. I'm speaking from Sam Darnold's perspective. It was good for him to be out of New York. The media was on him. He wasn't winning. this is the same dude last year or the year before last was like, I was seeing ghosts when they lost to the Patriots. That's not what you want to hear from your quarterback.
Fair.
Even though Adam Gase is a horrible coach and he's, you know, how Stephen A. say and Max Kellerman say he showed up high to his thing and his eyes was like twirling around.
Hey man,
Like that's a different type of high. But but it's like, I just think for Sam Darnold it was best for him to leave out of there because it's just gonna keep hurting him as a quarterback, and he was regressing as a quarterback every year. Like, he was going backwards instead of forward, and he had a lot of potential there. Now, Zach Wilson, I feel bad for the dude because he's going to come into a situation just like Sam Darnold. No weapons, no help. Now, he got a little bit more athleticism than Sam Darnold, so he might not take a lot of, like, more sacks than Sam Darnold, you know what I'm saying? So, and they got a new coaching staff in there. Maybe just as a new scenery for everybody, new thing, wash over, start new. It's better for everybody. Now, going for Sam Darnold to Carolina is like, Carolina, you got Sam Darnold, and they got more as a receiver, but I don't see anything over there that's going to put you above the Falcons, the Saints, or the Buccaneers. You know what I'm saying? Even
They were
with
above the Falcons last year. Sorry.
yeah, but I don't think that's not something. That's not something.
The
The Panthers.
Oh, okay.
But for
No,
me,
they didn't. We beat them.
to me,
But they were higher in the division.
yeah, but
They were.
that's not always consistent. That's always switching, and I believe the Falcons again.
I mean, the
will be a
Falcons.
better team
The
than
Falcons
Panthers.
are consistently third. The Panthers are consistently fourth. I'll give you that.
I think, and I also think Teddy Bridgewater is a better quarterback than Sam Darnold. So I don't know how much better the Panthers got with this. Now with the Jets, I could say they needed a change of scenery and they needed to start over. Let's see how Zach Wilson come in here and get the job done. Now Sam Darnold, he might go to Carolina and prove us all wrong. I don't think that's the right spot for him. He got 1 year left on that on his fifth on his rookie deal. So we'll see.
Okay, I give you that. You,
I
give
knew
you that.
where I was
All right.
going.
Y'all are consistently second to third.
I'm
Second to
saying.
third. Y'all win the
Versus-
division every now and then, but generally speaking, before the Buccaneers got better, y'all were second. I'll give you that.
I was
But
just
y'all
patiently
every
waiting,
now
like,
and
bruh.
then. Every now and then, the Panthers will sneak up to second, and y'all will fall to third. That's all I'm saying.
He was finished like, bro, the Bucks just got good.
Yeah, but I doubt that's happening this year. I doubt that happening this year. The
What?
Falcons definitely should be better than the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah, I said consistently third. I picked them to finish third last year.
Speaking of the Falcons, the number 4 pick, I think whatever we do with it is probably gonna be genius because we could stay there and get a quarterback, or we can trade back and build our defense. So I feel like whatever we do with the pick, we in a good situation either way. So, but how y'all feel about the Falcons and their decision at number 4?
See, if I was y'all, I would trade. Well, it depends. If it goes the way they were talking earlier in the week, and they were saying that Mac Jones will go to San Francisco.
That's why I got him back. I got him in my mock draft at San Francisco.
Stay tuned. We coming with that next week.
Yes, sir.
Yes, indeed.
The 49ers taking Justin Fields. They want you to they want to lead it on like they don't take Mac Jones.
Yeah,
Like,
I
they're
mean,
taking
I
Justin
would.
Fields.
We'll see.
Justin
Y'all will
Fields.
see next week. But I would take Justin Fields with that third pick in San Francisco. One, because I feel like he fits so much better with Kyle Shanahan, the way he works. Don't forget that he did have RG3 as a rookie of the year over Andrew Luck.
He did.
I feel like that would be a good fit for them. But if they do take if they do take Mac Jones, I would take Justin Fields if I was the Falcons. But if Justin Fields goes to San Francisco, I would trade down to 6 with Miami and take Trey Lance. One, because you wouldn't necessarily have to start the clock of he has to start right now. So you do still give Matt Ryan another year. You still get the quarterback of the future. And you do get some extra picks to shore up the offensive line and defensive line. And like I said in the previous episode, I believe, it is a offensive heavy draft.
It is.
So if you shore up picks later in the draft, maybe later first round, second, third round, you can get good defensive help that has fallen in the draft that could have been higher in the draft if it wasn't so many teams reaching for players. But I don't know. I wouldn't trade too far out. If y'all wanted to do like a Broncos trade and get more for more picks instead of a higher pick, I would do that and go Rashawn Slater because I don't think Penei Sewell will last that long.
Wait, let me ask. How many picks do the Falcons got this draft?
I don't know. I know we got one in the first round.
Okay.
Not a lot.
Nobody's trading for Matt Ryan
At all.
Nobody's traded for Matt Ryan, so you stuck with him. And then he got connections
and
with
then
the,
it's-
and then he got
it's-
connections with the owner.
It's gonna be too much of a salary cap hit to cut him,
Yes. And then you still got Julio Jones, and I don't
which is also gonna be too much. It'll be between them two. It'll be $60 million against the cap to cut both of them.
and Julio Jones still top 2
Right.
receiver. Why would you get rid of him? My thing is right now you got these pieces, and they're stuck with you.
Right.
And 1 year you're 11-5, and then the next year you're 4-12. It's inconsistency, but you have the pieces.
Right.
And if you're not finna trade them or cut them, I don't think drafting a quarterback that's gonna sit for 2 years is beneficial to you now or in the future. I think you need to be a good GM for once, whoever the GM is for the Falcons, and get pieces and continue to grow with this team. You can win a Super Bowl with Matt Ryan. I'm not saying he's elite. I'm not saying he's trash, but he's good enough, and he got to the Super Bowl before. He was the MVP of the league. You can win a Super Bowl with Matt Ryan. You still have Julio. Right. Calvin Ridley's no scrub. If you bring back Todd Gurley, he can still give you produce.
On third down.
If you go in the second round, you could pick up a Najee or I forgot his name from Clemson. But it's it's running backs out there you could pick that you could shore up. And then, like...
yeah, that's another guy they're talking about from Penn State. Never even heard of him.
Yeah. I thought that was the linebacker.
Nah. Well, no, I've heard of Micah Parsons. It was a running back that they were talking about. Talking about going first round.
And then with the defense, okay, I feel like, okay, you get Pernell Sweeney as your OT, your first pick. Shore up the offensive line.
Wait. Are you talking about Penei Sewell?
Penei Sewell. What I say, Penei Sweeney?
I don't know what you just said.
I know folks hate me when I say their names.
Boy.
But I feel like Matt Ryan is always under pressure. He's always being sacked. The O-line is horrible.
Yes.
You need to shore it up. You got a sure pick right here. Everybody is good. Is giving A+ on this guy.
See,
like, you hear nothing bad about him.
The only reason I wouldn't take Penei Sewell with the 4th pick is because I feel like you can get so much more than just one person.
But,
so I would trade that pick and then get Rashawn Slater later because they're around the same person and you can still get more picks accumulated with it. But I do have the answer to your question. The Falcons have 1 pick in each of the first 4 rounds. They have 3 picks in the 5th round and 2 picks in the 6th round. So a total of 9 picks.
Okay. I feel like if they can make a couple trades, I feel like Denver's gonna make a trade for one of those quarterbacks.
Yeah,
I feel like Denver's gonna be the one who gets.
Yeah,
one of those
I would do that.
Than the Falcons, but with those 9
like
picks,
I said, we sitting pretty either way.
But it's hard to sell. It's hard to sell the fan base on we're moving back and not getting a quarterback.
But that doesn't make any sense to get a quarterback that's going to sit when you trying to.
I agree.
What are you playing? Are you playing to not be trash and to get solid picks? Are you playing for a Super Bowl? Are you playing to be?
If we
what are you playing
for?
For?
Because our offense wasn't the problem. We could go out and score at will. The thing was we couldn't stop nobody,
and y'all couldn't block
at all,
and couldn't block nobody. So you need O-line. But see, that's the thing. You have young DBs. So going to get young DBs in the draft is not going to help.
Right.
So like
we need
to go get
we need pass rushers. That's what we need.
Yeah.
We couldn't put pressure on nobody last year.
Right.
We was literally back there.
But
the only game we put pressure on the quarterback was the Raiders game.
I've said this: pass rushers are 3-point specialists.
Why
every team needs them.
I mean, I know.
Yes, y'all definitely need them.
I know the numbers didn't show. Jadeveon Clowney has been like the premier.
Jadeveon Clowney is not a pass rusher. He would not.
I feel like he works in a scheme.
It would have been the Todd Gurley signing all over again. It would have been a big name that they brought in, and then he would have disappointed, and then the fan base would have been upset.
I mean, I feel like
I actually applaud them for not doing that.
I mean, I think he's going to have a better year.
I promise you, if Dimitroff was still there, they probably would have signed Jadeveon Clowney. So yes, I feel like that's actually a step in the right direction that they're making.
I don't know. They need to go get some veteran. I feel like you can't just play not to be trash. Like, you got to play for something.
I mean, but
like,
you also can't throw your money away at somebody who's not going to be productive either.
That's what Todd Gurley was last year, a robbery.
But I didn't expect Todd Gurley to not be that productive.
I mean,
like, you just don't
we
know
did it.
Y'all didn't.
They did.
I mean, after game 2, I realized what it was. He's a third down back. But with that being said, we're going to take a commercial here, and we'll be right back. Hey, man, everybody smokes weed, bro.
What segment are we on?
Everybody
Go
love
fish
weed
memory.
smokers until they people do it.
So is it?
Oh, we didn't talk about Charles Barkley.
I didn't even know we were supposed to.
Charles Barkley. That's the song Jordan put me on to the Migos with.
No kizzy. My nigga Josh put me under that shit. We didn't talk about Luka and them either. Y'all guys don't be updating the damn note.
I got that note. It was some notes that I skipped.
I got Luka in my note.
I have it too.
Yeah,
Some notes I skipped.
I feel it.
We skipped the no hitter.
We did.
We did skip no hitter.
It just fit more to go into the Matsuyama dude.
Yeah,
because
it made more sense.
We skipped.
we was talking
Jamal
about
Murray,
first. See, I didn't get that one.
Yeah.
Fuck his knee.
I updated it today. I took these notes today.
Oh boy.
The nigga wasn't gonna win shit anyway.
Right.
Yes, sir. That get well, Jamal Murray.
We
but
can do a segment called "Things We Missed."
it's like get well, Jamal Murray. But I'm finna get that soda because they finna fall, and the Lakers finna get that 4 seed. So
No, sir, because AD coming back soon. Our bet was they'll be the 5th seed by the time AD come back, not by the time the season over.
that's what the bet was.
Oh,
no.
Man,
That bet just knew he was finna run into some soda.
No cap. Oh no. Oh no. They only a half game back though.
They 2 games back.
Oh no.
y'all ready?
Yeah.
We ready.
Oh no.
And we back. Welcome back. We our next segment we're gonna talk about it's called Goldfish Memory. Basically things that we talk about this week that nobody's gonna care about next week.
Okay.
With that being said, we're gonna talk about Mr. Aaron Judge being hurt. How you feel over there, Mr. Yankee fan?
I don't care what nobody say. I'm gonna care about this next week.
I mean, you're not though, because he's already back.
Huh?
He's already back.
I'm gonna care about this next week. I said what I said. Dude is never on the field, bro. He's like KD. He's gonna come. He's gonna play about 2, 3, 4 games. Then he's gonna miss another 20.
Hey man,
Like
162 is a long season, bro.
we only what 5 in, 8 in.
Hey man,
It's no excuse, Jordan.
He
Eight
gotta
games
be on the.
in.
He gotta be on the
8 games in.
He's gotta.
8 games.
When you know his history.
8 games.
When you know his
in the
history,
season.
you gotta protect him.
8 games in the season. 8 games.
All I'm saying
You
is,
can't be healthy for 8 games to start. You can't be healthy for a week.
Maybe
no,
A
no, he
week?
can't.
maybe he
no.
wasn't healthy coming into the season.
How?
He's hurt. He's
Spring
injury
training.
prone.
They play
I've
a
known
bunch
a
of-
lot of people that get hurt.
They play a
Man.
bunch of games in spring training. I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm just throwing out stuff.
Bruh.
What they say,
This
throw
is-
it against the wall and see
this-
what sticks.
Like, it's so, like, at this point, it's like, I'm so tired of saying Aaron Judge on the DL, he's hurt. All right.
Hey, man.
John Stanton on the DL, he hurt. Like, it's annoying at this point. And it's like, I know I want to, if I was the GM, I'd trade him. But I don't know who we can trade him for and get a good return for.
Exactly.
And, like, right now, like,
I mean, you said you wanted Mike Trout in them.
I do want
Said
Mike
you wanted,
I
Hank
want
Aaron.
Mike Trout.
You said
I
you
want
wanted
Mike
Hank
Trout.
Aaron. You wanted to get a time machine.
Go
get
ahead.
Babe Ruth.
We
You
gonna
wanted to
package.
get-
We
you
gonna
want
package
shoes.
Judge. We
Gonna
gonna
get
package
Satchel
Stanton,
Paige.
and we go ahead and we go get Trout. We
No.
gonna send them across the country.
Shoot,
and
you
we
might
go get Trout.
Who don't you want?
Huh?
You should have got Lindor while y'all was at it. You let him go to the the other New York team.
Y'all did let them
That's
go
y'all
get away.
fault.
That is y'all's fault. Y'all could give them more money too. Baseball is not a salary cap
It's
sport.
not at all.
I don't know what's going
Tragic.
on. I don't know what's going on.
Tragic.
And right now, it's just. I know it's not that big of a deal because he's back now, like Jordan said, but to me, it's a big of a deal when you know his history.
You'll be hurt
and it's
again in 2 weeks.
it's 8 games in the season, bro. Like, we just started. Like, this is not how we want to start the season off with you already been hurt 2 weeks.
But y'all aren't gonna win the division this year anyway.
It don't matter.
Yes,
don't
it
matter.
does. Y'all are playing for fun. Y'all are playing for the wild card.
Since we're talking about it, you want to go ahead and buy out on TV? I mean,
on camera.
On camera. Because we
The
was
Yankees
definitely
are
talking
not
about it
going
in the
to
car.
make the playoffs this year.
I'll take 3 cases right now.
Okay, the deal was that the Yankees was going to win the World Series because I had the Atlanta Braves and the New York Yankees in the World Series, and neither team is making that look good right now.
I know.
It's April. This is what we doing.
We're only a game out
This
of
is what
first place.
Georgia do.
We're
Georgia
only-
teams do. Period.
We're only
man.
2 games out of second place. And
Exactly.
Everybody in the NL is playing for second place. Nobody's gonna catch the Dodgers.
Right.
So we're right where we want to be. So
Exactly.
don't put us in that.
I mean,
Hey, man.
y'all still don't look that good.
I mean, I didn't pick us to win the World Series. I mean, go to the World Series. So
I did.
I'm still consistent.
We
But
gonna
my
be
point
fine.
is, don't lump us into that. We're
We gonna
playing
be
up to
fine.
our standards. We're right where we need to be.
We gonna be.
Well,
Y'all aren't. So continue.
Yeah.
As of now, I don't see that bet holding up that the Yankees going to the World Series.
Yes,
And,
indeed.
Like, yes, I'm a Yankees fan.
So you
but I just
bowing
Well, they
out
ain't
for
gonna
3
win-
cases
they're
right
not gonna
now?
even win
Right,
their division.
2 weeks in, Kevin. You
Not
don't
even their
You don't want to hold on a
division.
little bit longer? 2 weeks? You want to bow out 3 cases 2 weeks?
Man.
You don't even want to wait till May?
I'm gonna give them a couple more.
All right,
I'll
okay,
give
him a
okay.
couple
Yeah, I
more,
thought
man.
that he was he get on this camera and start being bold about his team.
Hey, man.
That man was shaking it. Man, we need to trade everybody.
You
Man,
just
we-
said
well,
that.
I've been
got it.
saying that for
Literally
a
just said
minute.
that.
though.
I know, but
I've been saying that
he
for a
was
minute,
man.
though.
We ain't going nowhere. We ain't even making the
Bruh,
play. That was
it's-
in the
it's
car.
like-
But once we get to the camera, he don't want to buy out.
Bro, y'all know how it feels when y'all have y'all mixed emotions about your team. Like, one
Hey.
minute you thinking like the GM,
Jordan.
then the next minute you thinking like the fan, and you like,
I mean, I get it. I get it. If you follow me on Twitter, you know it's a daily struggle with the Braves. So yeah, right now we are the Atlanta Pablo Acuñas.
and I don't know if you noticed, like Garrett Cole out here balling. He's balling. He's doing his thing, and it's just like,
I mean, I would
Well,
hope
what
he
do-
would. That's what he was paid to go there
of
for.
course. I'm just saying, like, of course, if he's still doing,
I mean,
good,
he
we
was
gon-
balling last year until he came to Atlanta and got smacked up.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Shout out. Yep.
Shout out to my boy Ian Anderson who started that game for the first time in his career. He
Yes,
got a win. I think it was a 1-hit shutout. If I'm
And
not
Roy hit a
mistaken.
home run that game.
He did
Yes,
the
sir.
longest of the season.
Yes, sir. With that being said, we're gonna stick
On
right here.
Garrett Cole.
We're gonna stick right here with baseball. We're gonna acknowledge the fact that MLB got the Phillies and the Braves played right. We all saw that he didn't touch home plate. John Boy on YouTube says it the best. Why does what the human says hold so much value if what we're reviewing is what the human said? Like, the whole purpose in review is because we don't believe the call that the human made. So why does what that human said hold so much value? It's not indisputable evidence. We see that he did not to home plate.
it was obvious.
Right.
It was
Very
so
obvious.
obvious. Like,
Bruh.
Yeah, I'm glad this
It was
is
obvious.
in goldfish memory because nobody
Everyone-
cares.
right.
Like we played 6 games since
Since
then.
then. And yeah.
I mean, we're right. I want to say we're a game back of them,
Right.
Which would be crazy because we should be tied with them.
Mm.
So yeah, I don't think it's gonna matter. I said this last week. It's not gonna matter in the grand scheme of things because I don't think that we're gonna be tied, or I don't think our division is gonna come close enough to where it's gonna make a difference if that game makes a difference.
I just have a problem with instant replay for all sports.
Yeah.
Because we have it for NFL, NBA, MLB, and they constantly still get it wrong.
Yeah,
Are we looking
right.
at, like, what are you looking at? Like,
Yeah, I don't get it. Like how,
and then it's
like
supposed
he
to go to
said-
like the New York, ain't it?
yeah,
It's
you
supposed to
can't put more stock in what the umpire said than what the camera said. Like,
Right.
that's literally the whole
purpose.
point. Like if you wanted to do that, we wouldn't even go to replay. There's
Yeah.
no point.
Right. Yeah.
I don't understand it. Like, you put it in for you to get the play right, and you still don't get the play right.
Yeah.
Or sometimes your pride too big to overchange the call because you don't want to be that guy that looks stupid.
Or you work with this guy. You don't want right.
You know what I'm saying? You don't want to show your boy up because he made that call. You gonna
But he
stand
did
with your boy,
make
but
the
he
wrong
dead
call.
wrong. Like,
Hey, man.
he dead
That's the
wrong.
whole purpose.
That's like the cops out here when they be having the other cop watch the cop do the black guy wrong, and they know they're doing them wrong,
Right.
but they don't say nothing.
Exact same thing.
That's the whole thing that people say. The bad apple spoiled bunch. Hey man. Anyway, we're gonna move right along. Enes Kanter set a franchise record with 30 rebounds against the Pistons. How does that make y'all feel? I mean, I don't really care because that's a big man.
That's what he do.
Right. That's what the big man's supposed to do.
That man get rebounds. That's why he stays on the team. There's always a reason why certain people stay on teams. Like Enes Kanter role is to get offense and defensive rebounds and score buckets. He horrible at defense. All that size and cannot defend nothing. But he can definitely get rebounds and get it back. And then it was against the Pistons.
Okay, I really put this on the docket for us to sneak away to talk about Dame. Why are they falling? Why are they falling? Why were they fourth in the West and now they're sixth?
Because
About
the
to be
West is
seventh
tough.
or eighth.
The West is tough.
But they got all their pieces back.
Nope.
He was doing that without CJ, without Nurkic.
That doesn't make the West any less tough.
I'm saying.
I mean, but their schedule didn't get any tougher.
Hey man,
They had a tougher schedule in the first half than the second half. All I'm doing is asking a tough question.
I'm
Dame-
answering your question.
I had Dame in my MVP.
Still top
front
three.
runner.
He's still top three.
No,
Yeah, man.
no,
Definitely.
can't be top three. Can't be top three.
Embiid, Jokic, Dame.
I don't.
Who you
And
gonna
all-
give it to?
and-
James
and-
Harden, who's not
and,
playing
and,
right
and
now?
all
Jokic.
and all of this talking about Jokic played every game, which he deserves the MVP over
my
Embiid, just crazy.
criteria of MVP, right? I'll give it to Embiid because they are the first seed and he has been playing phenomenal. But you cannot discount what Steph is doing. You cannot discount
Steph is 10th in the West, and I love Steph.
Who
I love
cares?
Steph. We all do. You can't be an MVP.
Take
if you're
Steph
10th in
off
the
that
West.
team
At all.
They are nowhere
That's not how the
close.
MVP works.
That's
Good
not
try.
how-
That's most valuable
That's not how it works, though.
player.
We understand that.
Valuable.
If
You-
that's
you
the, if
take-
that's the
you're
case,
preaching to the
if
choir.
that's the case, LeBron was the MVP.
Steph
8
on the
years in a
court.
row.
Exactly.
Steph on the court. Their offense is 7th in the league.
Yes.
Take him off the court. They're the worst in 5 years. He is the most valuable.
You know how the tables have turned.
Right.
This guy is talking about Steph as the MVP.
I don't hate Steph.
and I love Steph.
I don't hate
Exactly.
Steph.
You see,
But what I'm
I don't hate Steph. All I do is give
hate
you
Steph.
facts. When Steph does wrong, I point out Steph doing wrong. When Steph does right, I point out Steph doing right. This is one of the times. 5 straight games with 30 points. 5 straight games with at least 10 made threes.
I don't know.
Take Steph off that team, they are right in the lottery. Like we saw last year.
I don't know if you're trying to convince me that I'm.
All I'm
a Steph
saying
fan
is-
since back in the day.
All I'm saying
so
is
I already knew this.
for top
You
3,
just can't be
it
an
has to
MVP
be
when you 10th in the West.
Embiid, Steph. I would put Luka in there. You saw what he was doing.
I would put Luka above Steph.
I don't feel like it should be necessarily on your standings because you can't make it a team award.
It's
It
not
is
a team award. It's about
most valuable.
It's about what you do for your team as well. Luka Doncic is balling and putting his team in a higher position than Steph Curry. Although Steph Curry is out there with absolutely nobody, that's not his fault. He's going out there balling, but what it still equals to 0 wins. I mean, it's not really adding up to nothing. They're 10th in the West. Yes, they can play in.
Man,
Do you want to see Steph Curry in a play-in game? No, I
That's
do
not the point.
I don't.
All I'm
but
saying
at the
is-
same time, it's not MVP like when you have someone
if
like
you got
Joel Embiid,
if you got Jokic, if Jokic can
Dame
win
is
it,
even higher
if
than
Jokic
Steph right
can
now.
win it as the 6th seed, Steph should be able to win it as the 10th seed.
No, what?
Yes,
No.
Yep.
6 and 10. What's higher than 10?
doesn't matter. 6th seed, dude. They were the
One
6th
is
seed
called
with Jamal
one is
Murray.
a auto-
They're about to fall
One
even
is a
further without
six-
Jamal Murray.
6 seed is a automatic playoff spot. 7th through 10th is the play-in. So if you're a 6 seed, you're guaranteed a playoff spot.
Cool.
While Steph Curry is playing in a play-in game, which he probably won't win because he's out there by himself, like he was in the finals when you used to criticize him. Now you talk about he's the MVP.
All I'm saying is
which is
no,
crazy.
no.
now.
I criticized him because they were in position and he did not hit the shot that would have sent them to Game 7. Be very specific. I didn't criticize him for going out there scoring 50 and losing. I criticized him because they put them in the position and he still couldn't bring it home when he had everything in front of him.
You got a point.
Yes, that's where I criticized him for.
So now he's the MVP. Now he's the MVP for putting up
Because-
fantastic numbers on a 10-place team.
Take Steph off that team. They are the worst offense in 5 years.
That's not how the
that's
MVP
not how the
works.
MVP
If that's the case, LeBron would be like Kevin just said.
I'm using LeBron's words against him. He said the most valuable.
He's not going to win the MVP.
I didn't say.
This is what we're talking
about. I would put him fourth. I would put him third above Luka. LeBron. I put him third above Luka. I don't see it as a perfect attendance award. It doesn't matter what you do. It matters what you do in the games. It's not about how many games you missed, especially in this type of year when we had all the Corona stuff. I felt like Jimmy Butler should have been higher up there. I feel like Chris Paul should be higher up there with MVP.
How you
most
said,
valuable.
Okay, I'm gonna use your logic. How you used to tell me for the college playoff, it's not what it should be. Is what they.
I mean, I get it. I know who's gonna win. I'm more than sure that Jokic is gonna win. I've come to terms with that.
I'm pretty sure
it's going to be a perfect attendance award. They're gonna say that Joel Embiid didn't play enough games.
You can't
They're gonna give it
consistency though. Putting up these numbers at
they're the 5th seed. They're not playing great.
It's not a team award.
Yeah. Well, when I just said that, y'all tried to say that.
I didn't say anything. I just said it.
You said that they were the 10th seed. So he can't be up there. But he's the 5th seed.
Because it also means the impact on your team.
Exactly.
Jokic's team is in the 5th seed, and he's balling.
They were in the 5th seed
team
with
up.
Jamal Murray. With Aaron...
and who was still the best player.
Michael Porter Jr.
Who was still in MVP consideration. It was just Jokic.
They were the 5th seed with all those people. If you're this guy, why are you not 2nd, 3rd, 4th? You're not higher than the Suns. You're not higher than the Clippers, who you have absolutely no respect for.
How you gonna discredit?
I have no respect for the Suns.
You have no respect for the Suns. You have no respect for the Clippers. So they can't be higher than them. But he's an MVP in your eyes? No, I don't think that it should be a perfect attendance award.
I said Embiid for MVP.
I agree. I said Embiid should be number 1, and I agree it should not be a perfect attendance award.
Yes.
And I'm telling you, it's gonna come down to the fact that Joel Embiid was hurt, and they're gonna say he didn't play enough games.
But I don't think that's true because we have a month and so left in the season.
Right.
And if you, I've been watching Joel Embiid. He's been balling.
I will be happily surprised.
All you gotta do is.
But I'm telling you what's going to happen.
If Joel Embiid continues to play like he's been playing since he came back from injury all the way into the end of the month.
All right.
And
I'm trying to.
They're still the number 1 seed, and Jokic and
I'm
them
just
fall
telling you
a
what's
spot or
going to
2.
happen.
Embiid's the MVP.
That in a perfect world, yes,
that's gonna happen. That's facts, though.
Okay.
Like that's about to happen.
I promise you. Please just don't get mad.
AD and LeBron is coming back.
Please just don't
They're
get
gonna
mad
move up.
when
Jamal Murray is not there. I don't believe that Michael Porter Jr. is that guy. He's not gonna play defense. He's gonna shoot, but he's not gonna play defense. They're gonna slide a couple of spots. Luka's balling. Dallas gonna move up a little bit. Portland's not gonna keep sliding like you said.
When I told you last year that Giannis was going to win MVP because of the 2nd and 3rd level stats, and the fact that his team had the record and all that other BS in the storylines, you laughed at me. You said that it wasn't going to happen. LeBron was still going to win MVP and all this other stuff. And I said, okay, just watch. All I'm saying is I see what is about to happen. They're going to point out the fact that Jokic leads in all these 1st and 2nd and 3rd level stats. He's played every game, and that he's still kept his team afloat even without Jamal Murray. I'm just telling you what's about to happen.
You know how I'm staying consistent with the argument? If I'm saying Steph Curry can't be the MVP because he's 10th place in the West, if Jokic slide 2 more spots.
I get it. I get what you're saying. I'm telling you what's about to happen. All I'm telling you, I don't feel like Jokic does.
You think so? You saying the Nuggets?
I feel like they're gonna finish like 5th. They're in the 4th seed right now. They're probably gonna finish 5th. I don't see Portland catching them. I don't see anybody behind Portland catching them. So no, falling to 6 is impossible. Not impossible, but basically impossible. No, I don't see them falling below 5th. So yes, I feel like they're gonna say, "Oh, he kept them in the 5th seed without Jamal Murray. He kept up his numbers and he played every single game." I'm telling you what's about to happen.
If that happens, you got it. But I don't believe that's happening. I do
Okay.
believe the Nuggets will
Yeah,
slide.
you believed it last year. I'm just telling you what's about.
No,
to
I
happen,
believe
so
the
you
Nuggets
can
will-
prepare for
No,
it.
I was a believer in the Nuggets last
No,
year.
you were
Are you
a believer that LeBron was going to win MVP over Giannis, and I told you what was going to happen with the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth level stats that they like to point out when they're talking about who's going to win MVP. The Chris Broussards, the Rick Buchers of the world, they're the voters.
So at the end of the day, we need to define what an MVP is.
We do.
'Cause everybody got different
Most
criteria.
valuable, or just change the name to best player in the league this year. It's two options.
Make different awards.
Give it to the most valuable player, or give it to the player that had the best season. It's two options.
But that's like most valuable player and then most outstanding player.
I
that's
would
two different
change
awards.
the name
Exactly.
to most outstanding player. That
Hey
sounds
man,
great.
they're looking for a reason to put Kobe name on the award. Hey, put his name on the award.
That works.
That makes sense, yeah. Because like being the MVP is different from being the most outstanding player. Like,
Yeah.
say, Giannis is the most outstanding player, but Chris Paul or LeBron might be the most.
Kyrie
valuable
put
player,
up
you know what
great
I'm saying?
numbers on the trash team before LeBron came back. But
I mean,
with that being said, we're gonna take one more break before we do our pick the ending segment to get out of here for today. Hey man, I love my job.
Y'all are funny.
I'm dead.
All I'm saying is this nigga Dame had them niggas in the 4th seed. Them niggas came back, and that nigga said, "Yep, they back. Time to take a seat back."
That ass.
No.
Don't say it. I got a commercial break.
Shit.
Welcome back. Now, before we get out of here, we gotta finish. We gotta finish up. We gotta do our pick the ending segment. This week's question is: what was the first CD you ever burned? Well, by the time I was around during the LimeWire age, where we was, just know, it's a reason why everybody is streaming. I'll say that. But yeah, I just used to put a bunch of different songs on one CD and make a mix. I ain't really burned a whole album, but I did at one point burn the first Carter album. Shout out to the Carter one. Yes, sir. Hustle Music. That's my favorite song to this day. But how about y'all?
I didn't, like Brendan said, I grew up in the LimeWire era. I didn't even burn songs onto a CD. I skipped straight to the MP3 player.
Yeah, he was
kids.
privy. All the privilege, man. We had to go get
had
them 1,000 CDs out of Walmart.
What they say, Zooms?
Hey,
That's
man.
the name of it.
No cap. Hey.
Boy, I feel old. But yes, we had the MP3 players. So yeah, but I did have my oldest brother. He did burn some CDs for me back in the day. I can't remember if it was The Love Below first or if it was that Akon CD. You remember the one that Jada gave us?
Yeah.
We was fighting over and we broke it.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
That man bought a new one and burnt a copy for both of us. I can't remember what the name of it, but the one with Journey on it. That was my song. I like that song.
Akon and Young G's, they looking at.
I don't remember really burning CDs like y'all said. I was getting it offline.
See, yeah, you a Florida boy. They didn't burn CDs. Y'all had mixtapes.
Yeah,
Right.
mixtapes and CDs. They was already selling them on the block, so it's like, yeah, I ain't really have to do it myself. And like my stepmom and my mom actually, like, though they went to CD shops and actually bought CDs, and like through that whole CD wave, they had everything. So I never really had to burn CDs. Like the first CD that I got that was like burnt was, I believe, was 50 Cent.
Yeah. See, I used to try to burn video games. Boy, they said you can transfer media from one disc to another. I was like, shoot. So what is that stopping me from? Why would I pay for this game when I could get it from somebody else?
No cap.
Yeah, and that's game sharing came from me. Y'all are welcome.
No cap. Yep. That concludes another episode of your favorite podcast, Not Another Sports Podcast. Remember, I'm one of your hosts, Brandon, and make sure you follow me on all those social media sites at Rob Was There.
And I'm Kevin. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at Vice City Kevo. And go make sure you follow me on my other page at Vice City _Kepo and stream High Mamba and Strange Boy.
Run that up.
Yes, indeed, Steve. Get those numbers up. And this is Jordan. You can follow me on Twitter at @this_guy11, on Instagram at _thisguy11. You can also follow the sports pages on Facebook and Instagram at Not Another Sports Podcast, and on Twitter at N_A_S_podcast.
And make sure to wash your hands. Black Lives Matter. Be safe.
Every single day.
And we definitely thank y'all for watching.
Yes, sir.
Go Gators.
Roll Tide every day. We're podcasters.
We are podcasters. That shit was lit.
Let me see that.
All right.
You ready to get out of here? He got to give. I got them legs hurt.
That's what we
Glad. All right.